Don't you worry about it. It's pretty fine. Anoriel Eight Eyes. The elf looks straight at you through the tangled hair falling over her face. Hey, you're an adventurer, right? Seeking your fortune in the Stolen Lands? You aren't the only one of your kind here. Take my advice. Keep your eyes open and watch your backs. Sometimes the ones who call themselves your friends are more dangerous than your enemies. Judging by the elf's voice, it's obvious that she started the day with a jug of wine. For you. The elf grunts. Anoriel Eight Eyes. Once upon a time, I was famous throughout Absalom. For more than 4,000 years, Absalom has been the city at the center of the world, a metropolis-sized showcase of the greatest treasures in all Golarion. The city not only holds a key strategic position for both commercial and military endeavors in the region, but encompasses the site of the ascension of 4 deities and claims to have been founded by none other than the last Aslanti, the god of Rodin. Damn. Anoriel Eight Eyes of the Reckless Six. Well, glory passes quickly. A few miserable decades later and no one recognizes you on the street anymore. What a shame. What are you doing here? I sit here waiting for adventurers who are in need of help. We may be sitting here in a backwoods tavern, but in Absalom, I have a lot of friends who are eager to make a few coins. They have brave hearts, but shallow pockets. A little gold would be a welcome change for them. I can send them a message and they will come from Absalom through a portal. If you're interested, just give me a sign and we'll arrange everything right away. Okay. Oh, this is to our custom-made companions. Why are you called Eight Eyes? Once, long ago, I could spot an enemy and pin him to the wall before he could even think of attacking. Some said I had 8 eyes and looked all around at once, though it seems I've outlived my nickname. Anoriel stretches her arm forward, her palm trembles noticeably. I've been drinking so much lately, it's best I don't test my skills too often. Where were you when the trading post was attacked? I was hunting, got a little lost in the mist, which is the first time that happened to me. I guess I should go easier on the drink, but don't you imagine I'd be scared of a good fight? If only I'd known I was missing all the action, but I see you've got everything under control. Sure. Would you like to join me? No. I've got enough things to do already. You'd better manage on your own. A famous Pathfinder here in the middle of nowhere. Why? You want to know how I could exchange the life of a Pathfinder for this sorry drunken rat hole? The light in Anoriel's eyes go out as if someone had blown out a candle. You lose all your friends because of one scumbag and then you'll understand. I was the only one to return from the final campaign of the Reckless Six, and whatever is left of me can't be called a seeker anymore. Anoriel remains silent for a long time, as if wondering if she wishes to poke the old wound. Here's a story. Our leader Vermelt was the best of us, wise, brave, friends with everyone. One of those friends, a Divian Adrisant, sent him a disturbing letter. He'd stumbled upon mention of some ancient books on the art of necromancy. Secrets like those are best left hidden forever, trust me. I've seen what that kind of magic can do. The elf bites her lips. To make a long story short, these volumes were supposedly hidden in the catacombs of Gallows Spire. We decided that the book should be retrieved and kept safe by the Society. The Pathfinder Society is a globe-spanning organization based out of Absalom. The membership consists primarily of Pathfinders, adventurers who travel throughout Golarion, usually inconspicuously, and explore Delve and otherwise experience the lesser-seen parts of the world. They send journals documenting their travels back to their adventure captains, who also assign them new missions and suggest new places to explore. The most exciting and illuminating of these journals are compiled in the Pathfinder Chronicles, an ongoing series of books that collects the history and mystery of Golarion for its membership and the general public. Neat! We gathered in a tavern, discussed the expedition, then proceeded to Ustalav. It was a normal mission, a quick and quiet recovery. Anoriel smiles bitterly, but everything turned out to be much more complicated. We barely made it through the Witchgate Forest. All those terrible living trees, undead druids, and their archers of bone. It was a miracle we managed to make it out alive. We'd chosen Renchurch to stop at. It was marked on Vermel's map as a safe enough haven to hole up and lick our wounds. Oh, I wish that had been true. Vermelt was the first to perish. He was attacked by one of the monsters hiding in the stables. It tossed him about like a feather and threw him down an ancient well. His shout echoed for a long time, and I didn't hear the sound of him lending. And then, Anoriel pauses and turns away, hiding her eyes. Enough. Should have gotten into this. Who am I to stir up others' feelings with all my chatter? We'd better forget about it for now. Maybe I'll tell you some other time, but not today. I want to know more about the Pathfinder Society. What exactly? Okay, well, what is the purpose of the society? It's a school of adventurers. We search for those who are eager to test their skills, and we educate them and give them ideas about where on Galarian they might seek their fortune. They look for forgotten knowledge, secrets, and lost artifacts. They are explorers and pathfinders. We're sort of mutual assistance club for adventure lovers. We exchange experience, share knowledge, and keep careful records in case it proves useful to future expeditions. And also we publish books for thrill seekers and bored urban teenagers from wealthy families. What kind of members does the society have? All sorts of adventurers. We are representative from all races, religions, and beliefs. The Grand Lodge is in Absalom, but there are many smaller lodges throughout Galarian, and the venture captain direct pathfinders to their goals from across all the corners of the world. There are many renowned heroes in the society, and many scoundrels as well, whose service to the society has brought them fame. What does the society support? You mean who does it serve? No one in particular. Pathfinders try not to get involved in the quarrel of others. They serve only the spirit of adventure, and sometimes they happen to save the world. However, that doesn't mean there are no black sheep among the seekers. Regarding your stories, Anoriel looks at you silently. I feel like this would just repeat what you just said, basically. I have to go. Good day. I hope you're feeling all right after that battle. I can't thank you enough for what you've done. I definitely don't want to waste your time, but if you have a moment, I have a request. What do you want to ask me? Svetlana lowers her head. This is a very personal request and maybe not important enough for your time. I'd completely understand if you say no, but the first time the Staglord thugs came here demanding money, they also took my wedding ring. Just tore it off my hand. It's just a trinket, really, but it meant so much to me. I remember every moment of the day Oleg came to me, that ring in hand, to ask if I'd marry him. I was standing in a fancy dress on the stairs of my father's home, fearing that I'd misheard something, or that I'd say something stupid and everyone around would laugh. Svetlana interrupts herself, shaking her head gently. If you happen to find my ring amongst the bandits' possessions, please bring it back to me. It's easy to recognize. My name is engraved inside the band. Svetlana drops her eyes, lowering her voice. There is one more thing. Among the bandits, there's a dark-haired woman who wields dual axes. She's not bad in the fight. In fact, she can be extremely dangerous and cruel. But please, I beg you, show her mercy if you have the chance. I'd be happy to help. Yeah. Svetlana nods. I'm so grateful for your help. So I think that's a lady we saw at the very beginning, like the first fight we got yesterday when I played, and then she teleported out. She didn't battle. I think that's the lady with the dark hair that she's talking about. Tell me about yourself. How did you and your husband find the courage to establish a trading post in the Stolen Lands? It was Oleg's idea. Though I supported him in it, we didn't realize how dangerous it was here, of course. In Ristov, everyone respects the sword lords and everyone's accustomed to relying on them. Even the mention of someone like Lady Gemendi could be enough to fend off a street thug or some other trouble. It could maybe even work in some places here, but not with the Staglord's men. What can you tell me about the Staglord? He's not just some average bandit. If no one puts a stop to him, he'll turn the Stolen Lands into his personal kingdom. A kingdom of fear and oppression. It would be a kingdom of lawlessness. Once I've dealt with the Staglord, your life will improve. Yeah, lawful good, of course, obviously. I can't thank you enough for the hope you've given me, but please be careful. The Staglord is extremely dangerous. Yeah, I have to go.
No stopping now.
Neat. Out. Oleg? Greetings. Oleg seems to be in a good mood and greets you warmly. You certainly ruffled those villains' feathers. But anyway, new day, new troubles. Have you seen the fog? Never seen anything like it before. The road to Restov looks like someone spilled milk and it just hung in the air. I couldn't see anything through that soup, not even with a torch. Feels like witchcraft to me. I bet the Stag Lord's involved somehow. Rumor says he deals with all kinds of bad magic. Show me your wares, bro, first. Yeah, we'll sell all that stuff. Thank you. Tell me about yourself. Why open a trading post in such a dangerous place? I just dislike the noise. Oleg answers reluctantly. I'm from Restov. Cities are complicated. Lots of people, and each with their place on their shelf. Bow before this one, fear this other. Don't do business with a third, but be sure to be extra nice to the fourth. And villages are a little better. Everyone likes to stick their noses into each other's business. I just wanted a place where I could be my own master, and so I ended up here. I need to take care of the Stag Lord. Do you know of anything that can help me find him? That's quite a task you've set yourself on. The Stag Lord has a fortress somewhere in the area, but only a few chosen from the most trusted of his rabble are ever invited. The location of the fortress is a heavily guarded secret, and with this fog hanging around, I'd imagine it would be even harder to find. I suppose you could try to follow the trail of those bandits who attacked the post before. The post being here, I'm assuming. Yes. They came from the southwest, from the side of the Thorn River. The Thorn River meanders through the northern part of the Gnarl Marshes, slow-feeted and teeming with life. The muddy waters flow sluggishly through flooded lands and dense thickets. The locals dare not drink from the Thorn River, and not just because of the filth or the stench. Ravenous beast lurks in the murky depths, lying in wait and ready at any time to pull their prey from solid ground down to the bottom of the river. The fortress might be there, or at least some large camp of theirs where you can find information. What else can you tell me about the Stag Lord? Not much. Not like I've sat down and shared a cup of wine with the man, you know? But I think he arrived in the stolen land less than a year ago from what I heard. But as soon as he got here, he took over everything. The road to Restov tried to warn them that the Stag Lord wasn't some typical gang leader, but they didn't listen. The rumors about him are horrible. He'll kill a person if they so much as disagree with him. He never reveals his face. Those who've seen him up close report the same thing. Ugly scars cover every inch of his skin not covered by his clothes. The Stag Lord's past is a mystery. He just arrived one day, and he was immediately a power to be reckoned with. I guess the most surprising thing about him is that he has as many followers who admire him as he has minions who obey him out of fear. He's got some inner strength in him, maybe an inner madness. There are many who seem to follow him because of that madness, like it was some kind of virtue. Ugh. Sure. Bokken. Bokken frowns as he ostentatiously examines the nearest walls, hands in his sleeves. Without turning to you, the old man finally says in a dull voice, "Want some potions? Can I help you in any way?" Bokken glances at you, suddenly interested. "Well, since you're asking, there's a cave nearby. I used to pick berries in there, but the place has been overrun by spiders. The berries are red, look a lot like raspberries. Fangberries, I call them. I'd be grateful if you gathered a basket of them and brought them back. Just be quick if you do. They spoil quickly. Those spiders in the cave are mean. Here, let me give you some alchemical fire. Crafted it myself. Burn those spiders to a crisp. That will teach them from taking over my Fangberry cave. I also need a bucket of moon radishes. They are rare and mysterious plants. I don't know where to find them, but I know that kobolds gather them and value them highly. It's not a huge deal, really. I'd do it myself if I were younger, but if you're willing, I'll pay you. 3 potions for the berries and a purse full of coins for the radishes." Why do you need fangberries and moon radishes, Bokken? You want to know, huh? Well, I'll gladly tell you after you bring some to me. Alright. Bokken glances at you. Hopefully. Just watch out, alright? Don't end up someone's lunch. Sure. Remind me what you do here? What's there to tell? I'm an herbalist. Make potions and sell them. Gather herbs, roots, berries. Bokken sighs. Live in the forest. Live of the land. Since leaving Restov for these parts, I ended up merchant here at Oleg and Svetlana's post. They let me in out of kindness. Help me with things. They bring me water or firewood when it's cold. and the occasional barrel of honey. They're good people. Show me what you've got. So yeah, we're gonna buy all the books we can possibly get because I'm assuming we're gonna need that book eventually. He's got a ton of potions, but the thing is, I think we might need more of this even. Like more of Alchemicus Fire. Got 7 of them, and we got some acid flask as well. But I feel like we probably need like 15. Let's get even more. Yes, 20. Okay. Because I remember there's like these spiders, and they're like they're like a pack of extremely small spiders, and they climb on you and stuff. And like, there's no way to really kill them by just attacking them. You have to like throw like a grenade on them or something. So like the Alchemist Fire is gonna help with that, because it only targets enemies.
It is done.
Where's everybody? Save. What's my panda? Look at him. Oh,
follow me.
Amiri's right there. We gotta talk. Amiri utters a weary sigh. All right, spill it. I'm listening. We're just talking. You don't like it? Amiri shrugs several times, perhaps flexing her muscle, or maybe just filling in the silence. No. She admits at last. Depends what we're gonna talk about. If it's about monsters or swords or scars, I approve. That's good. If you're gonna ask questions like why and what for and how, screw this. Amiri looks you over slowly head to toe. Or you got even harder ones. Tell me about yourself. The simple question seems to puzzle Amiri. She scratches her head, then starts counting on her fingers. First, I'm a barbarian. I'm strong. I grew up in the realm of the Mammoth Lords. A realm of megafauna inhabited by humans almost as savage as the prehistoric beasts surrounding them. The realm of the Mammoth Lord is a land in Havistans, far north, that is home to a myriad nomadic tribes of Kelid barbarians. I left my tribe, the Six Bears. Amiri looks thoughtfully at her 4 bent fingers and shrugs. And I like fights, she concludes, bending her thumb. What's it like to be a barbarian in the Six tribe? Ha! Our people are big and strong. We can cut a monster in half with one swing. We can walk 3 days and nights with no rest. We can eat a whole fried oryx. I guess you had to do a lot of training to become as strong as you are. Training? No one freaking trained me. The boys of the Six Bears got the training. All I could do was watch. Amiri's eyes gleam with anger. You know what? They were still crap, even after all that training, because I kicked their butts hard. Animals, bandits, monsters, all thought they were stronger than me. Idiots. Amiri spits on the ground. Because if you start a fight, you think you can win. You think you're stronger than your enemy. Amiri raises her chin proudly. I defeated them all. See all the scars on my face? Sure. Yeah, I see. What does the realm of the Mammoth looks like? Huge and freezing. No place for weaklings. Amiri narrows her eyes as if evaluating your ability to survive her homeland. Tribes hunt aurochs herds to survive. Aurochs are fast, so tribe follows herd for days, just to not die of hunger. If you are weak, you stay behind and die in the snow. Tribe cannot stop. Also, there are giants and mammoths. Sometimes demons come too. And the mastodons and the saber-toothed tigers. Amiri grinned. You would survive, I think, for a few days. Ha! So the Smilodon was a good option because the saber-toothed tiger is basically Smilodons. Why did you leave your tribe? Because they were a-holes, all of them. Men were cowards and scoundrels, and women were scared like sheep. Amiri rolls her bloodshot eyes in fury. Men there think no girl can be a fighter because they're weak. They're afraid a woman can beat them. And females just nod. Go sew hides, cook meat, watch kids. That's what they always say. But I'm a warrior, damn it. I won't cook hides and watch meat. Amiri is already shouting, her fist clenched tightly. Cook hides and watch meat? Oh my god. I told him so. I went hunting with men. And what did I get? Still the same. You're a woman. You stay home. Even gave me a nickname, the Soft Chieftain. Like a warrior woman was a funny joke. Damn, I even went to hunt those shit-faced frost giants. And there, Amiri suddenly stops, breathing heavily, sweats beating on her forehead. After a moment, Amiri waves her hand awkwardly and forces herself to grin. So I left. Cowards, scoundrels, and sissies they were. That's why. You're quite a good fighter. Amiri jerks her head up. Quite good, huh? Compared to who? If I was a crappy male, I'd fight better. Is that what you say? She glares at you, her eyes narrow. Or you say I could be better, like, go get some training, Amiri, right? These are kind of intense answers. But I mean, like, she might respect me for going kind of hard. Or she might not. Chaotic good, you're very well good in the fight. You're an excellent warrior, just giving you a compliment. She might not like compliments. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with lawful neutral. It's intense, but like maybe she'll respect it. I mean exactly what I said. You're quite a good fighter. Don't raise your voice to me ever again. Amiri continues to breathe heavily for several seconds, glaring at you, but finally she calms down. I won't, she mutters. Forget it. You're rather rude, you know. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna say it, but I don't. That's no. You bet. Amiri grins, then suddenly frowns. I'm a fighter, big and strong. Everyone's afraid of me. I can't place a softie. Who would ever fear me then? The contemplative expression disappears from Amiri's face, replaced by a dreamy grin. I enjoy being feared. When I pass by and all the sissies almost faint, knees trembling, teeth chattering, shit dripping down their pants. Amiri falls silent, fascinated with the picture her imagination has created. Okay, well, let's talk about something else. Why did you leave your tribe, and what's the story about the frost giants? I told you already. They were a-holes. They treat a woman like sheep and not fighters. Amiri frowns. As for giants, I'll tell you later. Someday. Maybe. Okay. Wonder what that's about. That's a formidable sword, but it's not just a simple weapon, is it? You bet it's not simple. Check out how big it is. She proudly raises the blade, and you notice that even though Amiri is extremely strong, she still has difficulty wielding such a large sword. This sword belonged to a real blasted frost giant. I killed the beast and took this looker for myself. Fits me perfectly. A damn trophy. Amiri's eyes flashes with menace, as if she's challenging some invisible enemy to try taking away her trophy. Damn, this one is rude. Yeah. Talking. What would we do some monster killing instead? Amiri sighs and turns away. Okay, well, I mean, we're almost done. I just need to find Valerie.
No stopping
I
now.
don't know where she is, though. You up here? She is. Greetings, Valerie sighs. Everything is well, I hope. I'm ready for new orders. Orders? Tell me about yourself. What exactly would you like to know? I was born to a noble family, though I didn't remain long on the family estate. My father sent me to the Order of the Eternal Rose, but I left once I realized that it didn't match my principles. Where are you from? What was your childhood like? I was born in Brevoy, but in fact I've never seen much of the country. I spent my childhood in a remote estate owned by my noble family. My father is a respectable philanthropist and benefactor of the Church of Shalene. He's also a renowned private collector and a great admirer of the arts. My mother saw to my education personally. From my early years, I learned good manners, how to behave at the dinner table, and the proper form of words for every occasion. I also learned the difference between true nobles and low-born upstarts, and I learned how to treat each of them properly. Our home was always under the protection of several paladins of Shalin. My father has donated a handsome sum to their order. One of them, a man of venerable age with a gray beard, once let me touch his shining armor. I still remember the admiration I felt when I touched the cold, polished steel. Valerie smiles. Of all the memories of my childhood, that one is somehow the warmest one. Okay. Why were you sent to the Paladin's Order of the Eternal Rose? As you can imagine, from my first days, I was surrounded by crowds of servants and nannies who never stopped praising my heavenly beauty. The Paladins of Shalin who used to visit our house echoed these praises. In the end, general consensus overwhelmed my father's better judgment. When I turned 6, I was brought to the Church of Shalin and told that this would be my new home. At the age of 6? Don't pity me though, I beg of you. Many who hear the story immediately assume that my parents were cruel and had no love for their child. Valerie's eyes become stern. My parents had respect for me. They taught me something that has supported me all my life. A sense of self-esteem. Besides, they didn't abandon me, and once every 6 months, they would come and visit me at the Order of the Eternal Rose. We had some tea and then had an hour to walk around the garden. Then they would take their leave as etiquette demanded. What did they teach you in the order? A variety of things. Some of them appealed to me, others I simply couldn't accept. I enjoyed the physical activities and swordmanship, but the arts, calligraphy, painting, poetry, and so many others ways to waste one's time. Valerie sighs. I guess that deep in my heart, I always knew I'd never be a true paladin of Shalin. Wielding a sword always felt more natural to me than handling a paintbrush. Why did you leave the order? Because of my heavenly beauty. Valerie winces in contempt. According to Shalin's laws, all art is sacred, whatever form it takes. Severe punishment awaits those who dare harm a painting, sculpture, or poem, no matter how worthless the drivel might be. My looks always attracted unwanted attention from the pilgrims and acolytes at a temple. I received my first poem dedicated to me when I was 9. The author was some wealthy geezer. Valerie's lips thin in contempt, and that was only the beginning. Sculptures, pictures, poems, I was drowning in them. My admirers mobbed me, and I had to respectfully accept all their garbage. The clerics of the temple were magnanimous, for my suitors made generous offerings to the church. But one time I just snapped. Barely suppressed anger glitters around Valerie's eyes. Some wealthy idiot has dedicated an extremely untalented poem to me, and he had the nerve to read it right to my face, holding my sleeve. The hour was late, and I was on my way to get some rest after a boring lesson on rhymes. I lost control and tore the poem apart, right in front of him. Valerie raised her head proudly. The paladins wanted to impose some punishment upon me. I don't remember which one exactly. They wanted me to repent. Instead, I just gathered my things and left. What did you do after you left the order? I set off for Ristov. Valerie shrugs. I wanted to get as far away as possible from Shalin and the destiny everyone seemed so ready to force upon me. Besides, the school of swordsmanship in Rostov has quite a decent reputation. Honestly, I was hoping for an opportunity to learn from the famous Aldori masters. Eventually, it became clear that their technique wasn't as good fit for me. They teach to avoid impact, whereas I prefer to raise my shield. But my ability and skills, which I'd learned at the Order of the Eternal Rose, were enough to make the Sword Lord take an interest in me. They offered me a chance to join the mercenaries who served the Sword Lords, and I accepted. I bet your beauty inspired many people in the Order. Valerie's gaze suddenly becomes cold, and here I'd hoped to avoid the question. She exhales loudly. Well, let's get this over with once and for all. You should understand that I am perfectly aware that most races, orders, and genders find me physically attractive. It's beyond my power to change that, but I've never given a potential admirer any reason to start a conversation with me. But it doesn't stop them. After leaving the order, I took a dagger and cut off the long hair they used to praise. Well, now I get letters praising the beauty of my eyes. It was because of my appearance that I ended up in the Order of the Eternal Rose, though I never wanted to be a paladin. It was because of my beauty that an infinite number of suitors have pursued me, all of them confusing simple politeness with hints of affection. Valerie clenches her fists. But do you know what I really want? I want people to stop treating me like a piece of art. I want them to notice that I am a person, that I'm capable of something more than smiling for paintings, where I sit wearing a lacy Satan dress, holding a basket of peaches in my lap. Is that too much to ask? The last question comes out in a shout, though Valerie doesn't seem to realize it. I'm going to go with the first one. Thank you for your honesty. I understand you very well. You're a true friend who I can trust with my life. I am truly happy that you understand me. Thank you. Valerie smiles at you gratefully, and the smile is full of warmth that you've never expected from someone as stern as Valerie. You suddenly realize that you're smiling back at her. Tell me about the way of Shalene and about her paladins. Shalene is a goddess of love, beauty, and art. Her paladins are something like armored artists. That's how they like to think of themselves, at least. Valerie tries to contain her feeling, but her inner contempt bursts forth. They are fanatical defenders of worthless, inartistic paintings and meaningless opposites, if you care to know my opinion. You speak of Shalene with such contempt. What did the goddess of beauty do to earn your anger? She's been trying to ruin my life, Valerie snorts. Shalene, the goddess of everything useless that ever existed in this life, all the beauty in the world, all the art, all the soulful sighs in the moonlight, will never feed a single family. And I beg you to restrain yourselves from offering your own opinion. Trust me, I've heard everything you can tell me more than once. Nothing and nobody can change my mind. Valerie looks at you with suspicion. As for Shalene, she's the goddess of idlers. I almost joined her preposterous entourage. I'm just glad I was smart enough to denounce her while I still could. I wonder what happens if you play a paladin of Shalene yourself and then you talk to her. Like, do you have more options? What do paladins of Shalene usually do? They wander around seeking the next pile of garbage, and when they find it, they call it an immortal piece of art and admire it until they're blue in the face. You might not believe this, but the paladins of Shalene aren't allowed to slay their enemies if they beg for mercy. Can you guess why? Because the bandit, rapist, or murderer who has been put to the sword will never be able to create something beautiful in the future. So a paladin overpowers her enemy in battle, then inspires him to create a masterpiece. Valerie's face reflects extreme disgust. It might sound hilarious if it weren't true. Plus, all of Shalene's followers are obliged to practice some sort of art in his or her free time. Every single day, no matter what else is going on, even if you're feeling sick, hungry, or sleepy. Otherwise, according to their clerics, you lose your connection with your goddess. A preposterous notion, wouldn't you agree? Yes, I understand that not every piece of art is good or even decent, but surely there must be at least a few great works amongst them. Is that what you think? Valerie curves an eyebrow, mocking amazement. Many share that delusion. I was deluded too for a while. Now I consider all work of art useless. People create this garbage because they have nothing better to do. The peasant doesn't paint a picture. He plows the earth to feed his family. The soldier has no time for sculptures. He must defend his own land. But idlers and slackers have plenty of time to waste, so they smear canvases with paint and imagine they've done something worthy and valuable. Valerie shakes her head in disapproval. Okay. You said that every paladin must practice some kind of art. What kind of art did you pursue? Ah, that. I used to embroider, and I still do from time to time, which is interesting because I've done that too. But not like, you know, like she did probably with like one of those like hand embroidery thing. Like for me, it was like in a mini factory, and I had like those big machines, and I would put in like the different, like for example, like t-shirts or baseball caps and that kind of stuff, and it would just like the machine would just embroidered all the things, and I would just like take them out, put new like completely virgin baseball caps, and then it would just like, you know, embroider again. So, but I did that for a while when I was younger. A treacherous blush covers Valerie's cheeks. It's nothing, I assure you, just a simple task to keep my ends busy and keep the gloomy thoughts at bay, nothing special. So you're an atheist, you don't worship any deity. Right, I need no guidance from above, I have my own good conscience and my leader's orders to live by. You know, you don't have to follow etiquette and maintain good manners while speaking with me, if you don't want to. I'm aware of that, Valerie sighs, but I'm sure you understand that I am what I am. That's how I was brought up, first by my parents and then by my mentors in the order. Besides, I was born to a noble family. Valerie raises her chin proudly, so I'd rather enjoy the idea that my manner of speech differs a bit from the common language of the peasantry. You just can't imagine how many social climbers have bowed politely the moment I opened my mouth. I guess you have plenty of suitors. Valerie rolls her eyes. Sadly, you're right to suppose that. Even here in these remote lands, one can find offspring of many noble houses, and all of them consider it their duty to kneel before me, begging me to walk with them in the garden. Valerie's voice overflows with contempt. If words were poison, you'd be dying a horrible death. Oh, and don't forget about the village oafs. They understand the concept of nobility perfectly well, so they realize they'll be punished if they dare make any advance towards me, so they prefer to stare from a distance, drooling. And believe me, I can very well imagine what they discuss in the taverns. Valerie shivers and jerks her shoulders as if trying to shed the sticky, disgusting stares. You know, you're really quite beautiful. You're a reliable friend and a worthy ally, but would be a crime to ignore your beauty. Valerie gives you a stony look. I sincerely hope your words carry nothing more than mere politeness. Well, yes, that's what I meant. That is good. Valerie nods. In that case, I thank you for the compliment and would ask that you never bring up that subject again. I won't. You're so eager to follow my orders. Why? What do you mean, why? Valerie looks at you in bewilderment. I follow your orders. I've joined your campaign because I have faith in you. I believe in your intentions to be noble, though things may not always turn out as you've planned. You are my commander. Your orders are law. It's my duty to follow them. Valerie hesitates for a moment. Well, so long as you don't order me to do something that's absolutely dishonorable, but that would never happen, I hope. Nope, not with me. Thank you for the conversation. As you wish. Yeah, I will never talk about your beauty again. Promise. I wouldn't want to make you angry.
Onwards.
Especially since you don't like it. Right, I think we're good. I think we're ready to leave. So how does one leave from here? Do I just walk to one of the edges? Yes. No, I don't intend to loot this for sure. No, we're good. Yes. Of course, my party. Right, so the Fangberry Cave. I'm not sure I want to go there yet. Oh, look at the fog. That's such a clever, like, storytelling mechanism. I love it. I think we should probably go to the Thorn Ford. This ford in the Art of the Woods is one of the best places to cross the Thorn River. Most traders and travelers choose the Thorn Ford for passage, tracking minutes to the place. I think we'll go to the Fangberry Cave afterwards. Oh. That way? Okay. Just sure. That might as well happen. A jittery old man in squalid clothing shuffles up to you. His gray hair is unkempt and he continually clenches and unclenches his wrinkled, freckled hands. When he stops and looks up at you, his eyes widen and he tugs at his beard. Remus. Strange weather. Invisible fog creeping out of the woods. Soars beyond the sky, obscures the sun and moon. Strange. The old man shakes his head, his eyes shifting about seemingly at random. I don't like this old man. Looks like the kind we can cast the evil eye. For you. The old man freezes for a moment. Remus, but that won't help with the fog. What are you doing here? He raises a thick eyebrows curiously. I do nothing. Breathe, walk, observe. The fog looks visible to me. I see more than ever. I've never seen so much before. The old man wipes his hand across his face and sighs wearily. But someone must look and no one else can. invisible fog, does that mean you can find your way through it? The fog is wrong. It hinders your legs, not your sight. I wish not to try. I should probably go. The old man stares at you intently. You hasten. You should. Your rival wastes no time. He races, but in another direction. He searches for power. He'll find it. My rival? You mean Tortuccio? The old man tugs at his beard again. He's not tall, but he wants to climb high. Beside him are those who could stand against him and might yet still. What power is he searching for? Someone else's, old, but forever young. That which was taken from another, that which gave joy and now gives death. Can you tell me where he is now? He's in an old tomb, south of the trading posts. Thank you. How do you know we're rivals? I don't know. I see. You can choose where you set your eyes, usually. But can you choose what they see? All the more reason not to linger. Farewell. The old man returns and walks away slowly, muttering softly. Once stolen, the land should be reclaimed. Once reclaimed, bound with the claimer shall it be. Bound, merged, joined by unbreakable ties. Claiming the land, claiming its pain, claiming its death. Okay.
It is done.
Okay. South, he said. Engine 2. Boggard hunting grounds. I don't know what that is. I guess we'll go and see. Oh. Humanoid warrior. It's got a defense of 17. Oh, they're like frog people.
What for Gorham?
Of course you missed.
Tear them apart!
The two more there. Does this mean 7 turns or 7 times I can activate it? I think it's 7 times. Should have activated it before. It might be turns though. Alright, courage. That's a free action. Dude, you can travel very far. Oh, there's like people there dead. Really far.
Let us strike as one!
Fine.
your might.
It's about half their HP. Close-ish. We're right about that. Bro, I missed a ton. He's scared too. She's not scared though, but he is. He's terrified right now.
They go down!
So this is turns. I think, does that count as in melee range? I'm not sure.
This is where I step in.
Not bad. Not bad. A lot of us are terrified right now. Yeah, she's scared. Might want to just give me that. Right, and now I want to...
We won't falter.
Okay, not bad. Crap, he's... Yeah, he's gone.
Hey!
Yo, 16? That was huge. Can you get him?
Serves you right.
Nope. Did not get him. That was a huge miss. Oh, yeah, Amiri is not... No, she's fine. Valerie, can you even get back there? I'm not even sure, man.
Do not
She's probably
falter.
gonna turn her. Yeah, she's gonna turn away. Of course she will, because she's really.
Forwards.
Why do I get an attack of opportunity against?
We can do it.
Thought. I'll stop using that because like it's not great right now. Is my AC 20? So if I don't use the Shield of Faith, if I don't use this, I have 20 AC, but if I use it, I have 17. I don't understand why. Curious. Yeah, get back in here. Probably not going to work, but try. Of course not. Don't you pull more enemies down. Because that would make me mad. You're not moving, so can you maybe drink a potion? Not a bad one.
Bring it!
Of course you miss. That would have been way too cool if you didn't miss, but... Eh.